All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, the title of this closing panel is The Way Forward. What are the particular lessons learned, best practices, and challenges to highlight about how universal health coverage and occupational health and safety fit into the post-2015 development agenda for LMICs? We've actually sent that out to all of you. You have it at your desk. Housekeeping issue, two of them. Audrey at the front desk, if you have any issues with travel, transportation, need a cab, please contact her. Let her know what your needs are, and she should be able to help you. Number two is we have circulated at your desk an evaluation that we would like you to fill out. And I'm going to reverse this a little bit in that I'm going to tell the panel that while we're going to give each one of you 5 minutes to overview the key highlights and messages from the workshop, I'm going to ask each of you in your response to think of something that would accelerate the issue of public-private partnerships in your own arena that you feel comfortable. So with the distillate of all the thoughts you've heard and coming to conclusions or having ideas, I'm going to ask you to do that. So a word to the wise is sufficient, I hope. Okay. Again, thank you. And I want to begin with a cautionary note. Of all the things that I've heard, I would prefer that we not leave here with an over-reliance on the private sector. I think that the way we came to approach this, we have the multilateral organizations, of which there are 10. We have academic institutions. We have PATH, which is a sort of a hybrid variant thereof. And there are many other things that will lead to a successful capture of what we've tried to do here in the Public-Private Partnership Forum. Okay? Remembering that the forum context historically has not led to deliverables. It's led to robust ideas. It's led to being a learning experience. But I have to say, I leave here with the sense that there is heavy lifting to be done. And that in all of our respective portfolios, we would be remiss if we didn't take that to heart. Now, if we think in terms of not necessarily the large top-down approach, then we have to consider other things. And some of those other things would be mentorship, technical assistance, business plan development. I realize in my own life that when I worked on foundation boards, that there had to be a robust intellectual triage. So when someone sent in a proposal, although it may not have been one that I was going to fund, I would help them rewrite it or redirect it. And I know that, for instance, Mr. Jones at ExxonMobil has helped people whom we did not help, or in my days at ExxonMobil, but found them ways to get 5 to 10 times more than they were asking for because of the background and information. So again, a rejection is not always a rejection and can be a learning experience. It's not always about the money. I think we've heard that more than once. It's not always about being high tech. There are low tech things that have come to fruition. And I would also add, one of the things I think it's about a change in the way we think. It's about a change in work habits, a change in looking at community resources. So it may not be necessarily the big project, but as alluded to on more than one occasion, it's about innovation, ground up. Think in terms of pilots. you realize that large corporations, educational institutions, and others can promote pilots. Pilots can be arranged, they are sometimes flexible, and you can learn from them. So, and it's not necessarily catastrophic if a pilot doesn't work. And in fact, we often learn more from those situations than we do from some of the larger ones when we have 1,000, 10,000 critics. So, we've had a call to action, and in the end, what is the most transferable idea that I believe that we can develop and think about? And that's metrics, things that are measurable. That is transferable currency. So I ask you, panel, and Kathy, I know you're going to make sure, as my co-moderator here, you're going to make sure that they stand up to the task, to think in terms of what we can promise, what we can deliver, and what is actually reproducible in the arena that we work in. So with that, I'm going to ask the panelists to each give 5 minutes of their overview. And the last aspect of the housekeeping is that when we finish, we're going to have the pleasure of Mr. Michael Myers, the Managing Director of Rockefeller, giving us an overview of things that he's interested in and how this may fit in with some of the tasks that they have undertaken at the Rockefeller. So, panelists, who would like to begin first? Or we can just start off with Yuka.